And then the third is a video lesson or lesson tool to potentially help you supplement some of those. And there are a lot of resources here available for free. Like there's a bunch of YouTube channels. Manisha had suggested Math Antics. I was watching their long division video. They do a fantastic job. There's also some paid tools here. So I've heard from other homeschoolers that they use. One that has come up a few times is Nicole the Math Lady. And I know that she integrates specifically with Saxon Math and I believe Singapore Math as well.
Absolutely. And I think that, what's great about YouTube is that you can find a teacher that your child resonates with. Someone is going to find the Math Antics guy hilarious and someone else is not going to understand what they're talking about. And, I do like to use Prodigy as kind of a jumping off point because I think it comes back to that idea of what's the point of me learning this? Because the way a lot of math curriculum is structured is that you get this long explanation of a problem and then you're supposed to solve a bunch of problems. But if you start with a problem, like a challenge, and then you pull in different resources to support answering that problem, it can give you a lot more meaning to what you're learning.
Absolutely. So if you have kind of those three categories of tools and you can pick the curriculum that you like the best, you can pick the video lessons that you like the best, as Manisha said, that actually resonates with your particular child. I find that combination can really help accelerate your homeschool practice.
And Prodigy
One
can also be
last,
really useful if you do decide to go with a tutor. Tutors can be expensive. There are free tutoring tools like schoolhouse.world. We also pair families with free tutors if they can't afford it. But if you want to find like an inexpensive college tutor, it can be really useful to give them Prodigy to provide them with a structure for their lessons. So to make sure you're not just bringing in these random worksheets and jumping around to all these concepts, but you're actually following a path. Prodigy can give you that path, and then the tutor can kind of fill in the blanks. And it can be nice even having an older homeschooler kid. If your kids are just really not communicating around math with you, it just happens, and it's totally fine to bring in someone. Maybe you could teach writing to another kid and they could teach your kid math. But we found with Mastery Hour, when we were just kind of throwing the tutors into the lion's den and helping with math, it didn't really go very well. But then we brought in Prodigy to support them and give them some structure and just really changed our progress quite a bit.
amazing. One last thing that I'll show you on the Prodigy platform here is something called the student activity report. So you can get to it by clicking on the reports tab here. And if you click view report on the student activity report, I'll be able to see Adam B's activity here. In this case, I'm doing it for the last 90 days. And you can see that he's answered a lot of questions on Prodigy. But if I go into grade 3, for example, here, and I go into fractions, I can see what questions he is answering here. And I will have to zoom into this one to see what the question is. And you can actually get a preview of what he might be, specifically what he might be learning within Prodigy. The other thing that I can use this for is in the cases that I can see that in grade 1, grade 3 skills, he's doing really well, very high accuracy. He's starting to get into grade 8. And Adam's actually not a grade 8 student. He's a grade 6 student here. So he's starting to get a little bit more advanced in the Prodigy curriculum, which is fantastic. You can see where he might be having difficulty. And in this case, he's having some challenges with the Pythagorean theorems.